Let's be real. If working harder made you rich, construction workers and nurses would be on Forbes' billionaire list. But they're not. So here's the uncomfortable truth. Wealth isn't built by effort, it's built by mindset. And I promise if you just stick with me for the next few minutes, you'll walk away with 15 mindsets that don't just increase your odds of building wealth, they 10x them. These are just real strategies, real psychology, and real shifts that quietly transform your bank account while the average person wonders why they're still stuck at zero. And no, I'm not talking about chanting affirmations in the mirror or sleeping with crystals under your pillow. Let's not get carried away. I'm talking about the gritty, often ignored money mindsets that separate the broke from the wealthy. So let's dive right in. Starting with a mindset most people will roll their eyes at, right before it changes their life. Mindset number 1, play the long game, not the lottery game. So what does that mean? Basically, it goes like this. The broke mindset thinks, how can I flip this $100 into $1,000 by Friday? The wealthy mindset asks, how can I turn this $100 into $10,000 over the next 10 years? That's the difference. Broke people chase scratch-offs, crypto moonshots, or whatever TikTok gurus are saying these days. Wealthy people, they're obsessed with compounding, the slow, boring process that makes money grow like mold on bread. And if you've been following the channel, you know I love talking about this guy. Take Warren Buffett. The man didn't become a billionaire until his 50s. Before that, he was just a guy buying Coca-Cola stock while everyone else was chasing fads. Today, he's proof that patience pays way more than gambling ever will. I mean, just think of money like going to the gym. If you expect abs after 3 sit-ups, you're going to be disappointed. But if you show up consistently year after year, the results sneak up on you. And here's the catch. Once you stop playing the lottery game, you realize the next mindset is actually even scarier because it forces you to admit something most people will never say out loud. Mindset number 2, own, don't owe. Here's a secret. Broke people love monthly payments. Wealthy people love ownership. The average person says, oh, I can afford $399 a month for this car. The wealthy person says, why am I financing something that loses value the second I drive it off the lot? This isn't about never using debt. It's about controlling it. Wealthy people use debt to buy assets, like rental properties or businesses. Broke people use debt to buy liabilities, like iPhones, vacations, and rims for their Honda Civic. Now that I think about it, a friend of mine financed a brand new luxury SUV because, and I quote, it makes me look successful. Fast forward 2 years, he was drowning in payments, while another buddy bought a beat-up Toyota, saved the difference, and invested in stocks. Guess who's actually wealthy today? Hint, it's not Mr. Luxury SUV. So once you stop chasing shiny things and start chasing ownership, you unlock the next mindset, the one that separates the good with money from the dangerously rich. Mindset number 3, cash flow over paychecks. I'll be honest, most people are paycheck junkies. They think the goal is a stable job. But here's the harsh truth. A paycheck just means you're renting your time. And when the renting stops, so does the income. Wealthy people don't rely on one paycheck. They build cash flow. That means their money comes in whether they roll out of bed or not. Examples of cash flow: rental properties, dividend-paying stocks, a YouTube channel that earns ad revenue while you sleep, even vending machines if that's your hustle. I like to think of your paycheck like a treadmill. The second you stop running, it stops. But cash flow? That's like buying the treadmill once, then renting it out to everyone else in the gym. And here's the thing. Once you shift your brain from I need a paycheck to I need cash flow, the next mindset smacks you in the face. Because it's not about more income, it's about less. Mindset number 4, less is more. Minimalism with a purpose. Look, you don't need 57 pairs of shoes. You don't need a kitchen gadget for every vegetable known to man, and you definitely don't need the newest iPhone when last year's works just fine. The wealthy mindset says, every dollar I don't spend is a soldier I can send out to fight for me. Minimalism isn't about deprivation, it's about prioritization. The rich know what actually matters: freedom, time, and peace of mind. The broke chase clutter, gadgets, and impulse buys that feel good for a week and trap them for years. One guy I know downsized his lifestyle massively, sold the fancy car, canceled the subscriptions, even cut back on eating out. Everyone thought he was broke. Fast forward 5 years, he used the money to buy 2 rental properties. Today, he's financially free while his friends are still financing Netflix, gym memberships they never use, and $12 cocktails. By the way, If you want to learn more about developing the stealth wealth mindset, go back and watch our previous videos to fully understand and adopt these habits. We've created specific videos to help aid you on your wealth building journey. Subscribe and join the channel to always stay updated. But anyway, here's the catch. You can't save your way to wealth, which is why the next mindset flips the script on everything your broke uncle told you at Thanksgiving. Mindset number 5, invest first, spend what's left. Most people do this backward. They get paid, spend 90% on stuff, then try to save whatever's left. Spoiler, there's never anything left. The wealthy mindset, they invest first, automatically. Before the money even hits their checking account, a slice is going straight into investments. Then they live on what's left. Here's an example. If you make $3,000 a month and you invest $500 before you even see it, you're training your brain to live on $2,500. That $500 grows into hundreds of thousands over decades. The broke person, meanwhile, is still waiting for extra money that never comes. And once you've flipped this habit, you're ready for the next mindset, a game-changing shift that turns average people into stealthy millionaires. Mindset number 6, quiet money over loud money. Here's the truth. Nobody on Instagram will admit. The loudest flexors are usually the brokest. The guy flashing his Gucci belt and rented Lambo. He's probably one missed payment away from selling his belt on eBay. The wealthy mindset is stealthy, quiet. It's the dad in cargo shorts at Home Depot who secretly has 12 rental properties and a stock portfolio fatter than a Thanksgiving turkey. Like, have you ever noticed that the loud rich always have followers but no freedom? Meanwhile, the quiet millionaire blends in, drives a Toyota, and eats at the same diner you do. Except his investments are compounding while you're trying to keep up with your cousin's flex on Facebook. All of that to say this: if you want wealth that lasts, keep it quiet. Flashy wealth disappears. Quiet wealth multiplies. And once you learn to keep your money quiet, you unlock the next mindset, the one that most people never consider until it's too late: protecting your downside. Mindset number 7, never lose money. Protect the downside first. Warren Buffett's number 1 rule isn't make money, it's never lose money. And his number 2 rule? See rule number 1. The wealthy mindset doesn't just ask, how much can I make? It asks, what happens if this goes wrong? Example, you invest $10,000 into a sketchy crypto coin because some guy on TikTok said it'll 100 times. It tanks to 0. Congrats, you just learned the poor mindset. Wealthy people play defense. They spread their bets, diversify, and protect what they already have before chasing more. Building wealth without protecting the downside is like filling a bathtub with no drain stopper. Sure, you're pouring money in, but it's leaking out faster than you can fill it. Once you understand that protecting money is just as important as making it, the next mindset will blow your mind. Because it's not about numbers at all. It's about people. Mindset number 8. Proximity is profit. Wealthy people know something simple. Your net worth is heavily influenced by your network. If you hang around 5 broke complainers, guess who becomes the 6th? But if you hang around 5 investors, 5 entrepreneurs, 5 people building something bigger, suddenly your normal changes. A guy I know was stuck in a dead-end job, surrounded by friends who only talked about parties and video games. He joined a local investing group, started hanging out with people obsessed with real estate and stocks. 2 years later, he owned his first rental property and a side business. Nothing magical happened. He just upgraded his circle. Wealthy mindsets spread like Wi-Fi. Plug into the right network, and your wealth signal instantly gets stronger. And once you upgrade your circle, you'll need to master the next mindset, the one that keeps you from sabotaging yourself when the money finally starts rolling in. Mindset number 9, delay gratification like a pro. The broke mindset says, I worked hard. I deserve this now. The wealthy mindset says, if I wait, I can buy freedom instead of just stuff. Marshmallow test, anyone? In a famous experiment, kids were given a marshmallow and told they could eat it now, or wait 15 minutes and get 2 marshmallows. Guess which kids ended up more successful as adults? The ones who waited. Watch. Just imagine 2 people. Person A spends $500 on the newest iPhone every year. Person B invests $500 every year for 10 years. Fast forward, Person A has 10 old iPhones in a drawer. Person B has thousands of dollars in their investment account. That's the power of waiting. You can either eat marshmallows now or build a factory that makes them for life. But here's the thing. Even delayed gratification means nothing if you can't master the next mindset, understanding that time is either your best friend or your deadliest enemy. Mindset number 10. Value time more than money. Broke people trade time for money. Wealthy people trade money for time. Your time is the only thing you can't get more of, yet people waste it like it's unlimited. Scrolling TikTok for 3 hours, working jobs they hate for decades, saying someday when they could be saying today. I once met a guy who spent 2 years mowing his own lawn to save money. Meanwhile, he wasted weekends that could have been used building a side hustle that earned thousands more than the $30 lawn service he refused to hire. Wealthy people get this. Sometimes, spending money saves you wealth in the long run. Imagine life literally as a Monopoly game. The broke mindset says, I'll just keep rolling and hope I land on free parking. The wealthy mindset says, forget the dice. I'm buying the board. And speaking of buying the board, the next mindset flips the way you think about every single dollar in your life. Mindset number 11. Every dollar is an employee. Here's a mindset shift that will permanently change how you see money. Every dollar you own is a little employee. If you spend it, you just fired it. If you invest it, you just put it to work. 24/7, weekends, holidays, no sick leave. Wealthy people don't see $1,000 as fun money. They see it as 1,000 soldiers they can send out into the battlefield of the economy. Broke people blow the soldiers on DoorDash. Wealthy people make them march into real estate, stocks, or businesses. Imagine if you had 10,000 employees working for you around the clock. That's what compound interest is. It's not money, it's labor. But soldiers are useless if the general is clueless. Which brings us to the next mindset, getting obsessed with learning the money game. Mindset number 12. Learn the rules, then exploit them. Most people treat money like a confusing board game they've never read the instructions for. They just roll the dice and hope for the best. Wealthy people, they study the rules and then bend them in their favor. Use taxes, for example. The broke mindset complains about taxes every April. The wealthy mindset learns how the system works, uses deductions, invests through tax-advantaged accounts, and structures businesses to pay less. Same game, different outcome. Seriously, ever notice why billionaires like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk legally pay so little in taxes compared to you? Because they understand the rules are written for owners and investors, not consumers. You can complain about it. Or you can learn to play. And once you start seeing money as a game you can master, the next mindset shows you the ultimate cheat code. Systems beat willpower every single time. Mindset number 13, systems over motivation. Look, I get it. Motivation is cute, but systems build wealth. If you're relying on feeling motivated to save or invest, good luck. Because motivation dies the second Chick-fil-A drops a new milkshake flavor. Wealthy people automate. They create systems that move money before they can touch it. Here's the key. Automatic investing. Direct deposit into multiple accounts. Side hustles with recurring revenue. Systems don't care about your mood, they just work. Relying on motivation is like rowing a boat with a spoon. Systems are like installing a motor. Same boat, different result. And once you've built the right systems, the next mindset teaches you the magic trick wealthy people live by. Thinking in decades, not days. Mindset number 14, think decades, not paychecks. Broke people think in paychecks. How am I going to make it through Friday? Middle-class people think in years. How can I save for a vacation next summer? Wealthy people, they think in decades. Where will this investment put me in 2045? And I already know buying a $5 coffee every day feels harmless. But over 30 years invested, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars. Wealthy people don't just see the coffee. They see the future house or portfolio that coffee could have funded. Jeff Bezos famously said he makes decisions not based on what's easy today, but on what future him will thank him for in 20 years. That's why Amazon didn't turn a profit for nearly a decade, and now dominates the world. And finally, the ultimate mindset, the one that ties all 14 together, the mindset that quietly makes the rich richer while the broke stay broke. Mindset number 15, money buys freedom, not things. Let's be real. The broke mindset uses money to buy status symbols, cars, clothes, gadgets. The wealthy mindset uses money to buy time, freedom, options, because at the end of the day, the real flex isn't a Rolex. It's waking up and deciding what to do with your time. The wealthy don't chase things. They chase control over their life. I knew a guy who worked 70 hours a week to afford his dream sports car. Guess what? He barely had time to drive it. Meanwhile, another friend built passive income streams, quit his job, and drove a 10-year-old Honda. Who was richer? The guy with time. You can either look rich or actually be rich. One buys liabilities. The other buys freedom. All right, now let's lightning round the 15 money mindsets real quick. Play the long game, not the lottery. Own, don't owe. Chase cash flow, not paychecks. Minimalism with a purpose. Invest first, spend what's left. Quiet money greater than loud money. Protect the downside. Proximity is profit. Delay gratification. Value time more than money. Every dollar is an employee. Learn the rules, then exploit them. Systems greater than motivation. Think in decades, not paychecks. Money buys freedom, not things. That's the DNA of wealth. Adopt even half of these, and you'll start seeing money differently than 99% of people. But most people will watch this video, nod their head, and go right back to their broke habits. Don't be like most people. Pick one mindset and act on it today. Then layer in the rest until wealth becomes your default setting. Comment the words money mindset if you made it this far, and let's keep building your freedom together. Because at the end of the day, it's not about money. It's about never having to ask permission to live your life. And if you're serious about building this lifestyle, don't stop here. There are actually 10 assets we ranked by what actually builds generational wealth. Just click the video on the screen now, and we'll see you in the next one.